Fire flows from high pressure to low pressure. Let's put a fire in the living room in the front here. That fire wants to flow from high to low. High is the entire box that is the house. That is, as that heats up and becomes ventilation limited, that entire structure is going to increase in pressure, essentially like you blowing up a balloon. We're putting pressure in there. Eventually it hits the boundaries in the walls and the pressure starts going up. It starts running out of oxygen. It wants somewhere to go. So if we go ahead and we vent near the seat of the fire and we take out that front door and front window, oxygen is going to come in, hot gases are going to flow to the low pressure, it's going to flash over that space, and all the hot gases are going to start moving to the low pressure, and it's going to start increasing the pressure of the rest of the structure as well. Well, what if we vent far from the seat of the fire? Well, we take the front door, air comes in, you got a high pressure here, it starts to flash over this space, you take the window in the back, you make another low pressure, the hot gases are going to follow that low pressure, go outside, air is going to come in, you're going to spread the fire to that room. If we want fire in the kitchen, how do we get it there? You open the kitchen, take the sliding glass doors out in the back. Then we create a flow path, a low pressure through that kitchen, hot gases move into the kitchen begins to heat up, cabinets catch fire, increases the fire in size. You can systematically burn every room of this house out just by having fire flow from a higher pressure to a lower pressure. So every time your vent crew makes an opening, are they thinking what they're doing to the fire, or they just assume they're making things better? The problem is what they see right after they make that vent opening. Let's say we got fire in here, and we're that crew at that sliding glass door in the back, and we want to do a search of that. So we go ahead, we take the sliding glass door, hot gases are going to start to come out, but they're only going to be 400 or 500 degrees. They're not immediately going to go to flashover. Cool air is going to come in low, and following that flow path, going to grow the fire. They're going to feel like they just lifted the smoke layer in that back room and made things better. They'd be right. They let air in through that flow path. If somebody's laying right here, you just made things better, you can grab them and get out. However, if you wait 30 seconds, what was an inflow of air is now going to become a flashed over room. So you got to consider timing. If you've got the ability to open that up, do a quick sweep to see if anybody's there, go out and close the door, now you didn't impact the rest of the fire ground. That could be the good thing to do. Here's a video showing high pressure to low pressure. Fire on the B side towards the rear. They open up the door on the A side. Hot gases start to move in that direction until they mix with oxygen and go to flashover. When that door got opened, it was probably pretty good right here for a short period of time, and then you wind up with this. This is probably one of my favorite high pressure to low pressure videos. We've got a fire in the first floor down here. These are tests we did with NIST in Bensenville, Illinois, where Chicago Airport was being expanded, so they eminent domained all kinds of townhouses and houses. Fire down here, open window up here. So that open window essentially becomes a low pressure, right? So the fire's down here, it's going to start to create a high pressure. It's going to increase in temperature, increase in heat, push that heat towards that low pressure. At a certain point, the fire is going to run out of oxygen down here. You'll see it start to pulse a little bit at the openings of the door. We're pushing smoke out to that low pressure. That fire's happy. Heat down here, push it out the top. Oh man, what happened? I think your size up's going to change. This runs out of oxygen. Once it runs out of oxygen, it drops in temperature by about 1,000 degrees. It goes from about 1,800 degrees down to 800 degrees. When you do that, the gases contract. When the gases contract, it's now trying to find oxygen from anywhere it can get it. So it tries to pull oxygen down through that low pressure. The problem is, at the same exact time, it's trying to push heat out of that low pressure. They hit a stalemate. We could actually make that fire go out with an open window because it can't pull oxygen down the chimney. But when we give it the air where it wants it, all of a sudden that can be a flow path completely out, and you get the balance that fire is looking for. Pretty interesting to have smoke showing on arrival, and then with an open window, all of a sudden your size up is, I got nothing showing. You want to talk about throwing yourself a curveball. You got a window open, a well-involved fire down here that's starving for oxygen, and no smoke is coming out of that structure whatsoever. You want a surprise when you open that door, that's it.